What is going on, guys? It's me, your host, the one and only Two Toast, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another life story video. I'm actually going to be doing a series in a series, seriesception. I'm going to be talking about the times that I was almost arrested, which is probably like a 5-story trilogy, if you will, of videos. Probably about 4 of those 5 times, I had the same friend in the car with me each time that happened. Terrible bad luck charm. If any of you guys have just that one person or one thing in your life that just always seems to fuck you over somehow, let me know down in the comments below. Before we get into the video, if you guys got something out there, hit it along with me. Let's enjoy this experience together. For tobacco use only. Let's rip that one more time. Alright, let's get into the video. This particular story takes place back in senior year of high school, which was just last year. Just a normal day, me and my homie at school, not wanting to be there, so we talked to each other, we conversed, we came up with the conclusion that we were just gonna, I can't whistle, just kinda skippy on out of school. Before I go any further, the car that I had at this time was a new car. I didn't have the car registered or a license plate or anything on it. I didn't have jack shit. Not a smart idea. But I was a fucking rebel at that time, and I was like, let's do it. The only reason that my car was driven to school like that in the first place was because I was just planning on driving to school from my grandmother's house and then back to her house, which was like a 5-minute drive each way. I wasn't planning on doing this, it just sort of all happened. We ended up getting out to school, all good, free and clear. We were like, well, what do we do now? So, we decided that we'd head on over to the movies. We got about 3/4 of the way to the movie theater, to our destination. It was a couple blocks away. We pull up to this stoplight. Lo and behold, what pulls up right next to us? A sheriff. Now I'm like, okay. Hopefully he just doesn't notice. Yeah. I'm taking the knowledge that I learned as a kid that if I close my eyes, you can't see me. So I'm just hoping that if I don't make any sudden moves, he won't notice my license plate. So, in my dumbass mind, whenever the light turned green and we were taking the corner, I decided to look sketchy as fuck and try and keep it to where I was like near the side of him, a little bit behind him, just so he couldn't see my license plate. And of course that made him suspicious, so he ended up getting behind me and pulling my ass over. Once we were pulled over on the side of the road, again, almost to the movie theaters, we ended up having to get out the car, talk to the officer, ended up having to talk to him for like 10 minutes. I remember he came up all high and mighty. What you guys doing? I didn't think school got out this early. And I think we came up with some shitty excuse, so like we had like a shortened schedule or something, which I did actually end up having during senior year, but not at this point in time. Besides the point. We came up with that excuse, which we actually thought at the time was a pretty solid excuse, because that was a pretty common thing senior had at our school, was a shortened schedule. But this was way too early to be a shortened schedule release. During this interval of time while we were talking to the cop, another sheriff pulls up, and another. So now we got 3 cop cars for 2 teenagers for no reason. It's not like they found anything on us. I don't even think they searched the car. And even if they did, they wouldn't have found anything. So there was no reason for these 3 cop cars to just be on the side of the road for 1 car. So eventually, after we give the cop all our information, our license, whatever other documents that he needed that I had, obviously not the license plate or tag, couldn't give him that, didn't have that shit. And after about 5 minutes of running our stuff, comes back all good, but he comes over to the car and he's like, you know, I could arrest you right now and have your car towed and impounded. And I'm like, there are worse things that could have come out of your mouth than could. I did not say that to them, but I was thinking that. I was like, could is not the worst word right there that could have been used. I was thankful he didn't take me to jail over that, but what he did have us do was be escorted back to my grandma's by one of the officers that was there, and have the officer come and talk to my grandma and explain to her what happened and why I can't have my car on the road. I was like, that's gonna suck ass, huh? So I was dreading the fucking ride back to my grandma's. I had him right behind me. He was tailing me. I was hella nervous to fucking accidentally do something and have him pull my ass over for something else again that I did. Some minor little shit that I did wrong or something. And I was just, I was like, I do not need to get this situation any worse. A 15-minute drive probably turned into like 20 or 25 minutes because I was going like 3 miles per hour over the speed limit type shit. Took a lot longer. When we got there, for some bizarre miracle, the cop just looked at us and said, this car cannot leave this driveway. I just need you guys to understand that until you get it registered and a license plate, can't have you driving it out on the road. And he just drove off. Thankfully he did not talk to my grandmother and have to explain everything. But we still have to deal with the issue of walking inside of there and explaining to her why me and my best friend are home at her house at like 11 a.m. on a school day. So as we do that, we walk through the front door. I'm 100% sure that the excuse that I said was that I didn't feel good, and when I went down to the nurse's office, my friend was there already in the nurse's office trying to get a ride home because he was not feeling well and his parents wasn't answering the phone. So I offered to give him a ride back because I got permission to leave school because I said I was sick. I believe I said I called my mom and she gave me permission to go home or something. All worked out in the end. Situation that started off really shitty and could have ended really unfortunately turned out to be okay. I need to start honing in on an aspect of these videos that I haven't really been communicating or portraying too well. And that is that each one of my stories that I tell here on this channel, I want it to be some sort of lesson involved with it. And I feel like I need to start taking a step back and really, also for myself as well for you guys, and just trying to think of a overall meaning of how the story that was either negative in my life I could turn to a positive. Just try and figure out a lesson or just a silver lining to the story, if you will, if you guys know what I'm saying. And the main thing that I wanted to tell you guys about this story is, if you guys get a new car or are going to get a new car, getting your first car, or whatever the situation may be, just be careful and make sure that if you can't get a license plate and a registration right away, some places, or they're supposed to give you this like fake license plate. Just make sure you have some sort of documentation, like legal documentation, to prove that you did just buy the car, so you don't get fucked over for no reason. Like, obviously what I did was a stupid thing to do and I should not have done that. Understood. But anyways, guys, this was part 1 of the me almost getting arrested series within the life stories that I'm going to be telling. Hope you all have a chill day. Till the next one, guys. See you.